Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Friday, January 13th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. You can watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. We're going to take a quick look now at news, sports, and weather in Northeast Mississippi. Let's start with the Weather Underground forecast for today. Rain is likely. You're going to see a high of 64, low of 53. The chance of rain is 70%. The 3-day outlook as we get into the weekend and early next week. Saturday, overcast, high of 69, low of 51, 20% chance of rain. Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high of 71, low of 53. 20% chance of rain. And Monday, overcast skies with a high of 70, low of 59, and a 20% chance of rain. Okay, let's take a look now at some of the top stories from your Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Friday. Governor Phil Bryant has announced another round of cuts to state agencies, his fourth round of cuts in the past calendar year. Bryant said Thursday that the $50.9 million in cuts were necessitated by sluggish revenue collections, which has been an ongoing problem for state leaders for more than a year. Bryant said that to postpone spending reductions until later would mean state agencies would have to make relatively larger cuts and have less time and flexibility to handle any such cuts. He added that these new reductions equate to less than 1% for the agencies being cut, but there will be a noticeable impact. The Division of Medicaid will be cut, even though it already is requesting a deficit appropriation during the current legislative session of $75 million. Other agencies, such as mental health and public health, already have had to cut programs to deal with the governor's previous budget cuts and reductions in funding from the state legislature. Bryant said he is also transferring $4 million from the state's rainy day fund to prevent deeper cuts. This is the second round of cuts this fiscal year, which ends June 30th. Bryant cut $56 million in September. His 4 cuts over the past calendar year total to more than $170 million. About 3 dozen firefighters were using power saws and swinging hammers Thursday as they honed some very valuable skills. Scheduled training took place in Tupelo for these firefighters. They are members of Task Force 1, which is part of the state's emergency response team that covers the northern third of Mississippi. Now, the members have gone through this training before, but as Task Force leader Chris Olson noted, these are skills that don't have to be called upon on a regular basis, so a refresher course is necessary. And Task Force members are required to complete the 8-hour course every 2 years for each of the various training disciplines. Firefighters from Tupelo, Amory, and Oxford spent time Thursday practicing skills needed to shore up floors, walls, and slopes, such as staircases. The burn building and tower at the Fire Training Center in Northeast Tupelo provided firefighters a safe and open site to practice their skills. Come March, the task force will train on high-angle rescue and rope skills, and during the summer, they'll shift to water rescue and boat operations. Parents and the public got a close-up look at a new classroom building at the King Early Childhood Education Center on Thursday. The 6th classroom addition, which features bright lights and colorful floor tiles, was completed 40 days ahead of schedule, just before the school's Christmas break. Construction of the $2.1 million project was funded by the Tupelo Public School District's $44 million bond issue. The school held a tour Thursday. Each of the 6 classrooms measures about 1,000 square feet with an open yet organized floor plan. ECEC Principal Anita Buchanan said the classrooms were designed to allow teachers maximum visibility of all areas of the room. 2 of those classrooms are designated for special education classes and 1 for speech therapy. ECEC, which currently has just over 200 pre-kindergarten students and has a waiting list, has not increased its enrollment at this time, but Buchanan said the expansion makes for exciting possibilities in the future. And in sports, Ole Miss could be without its leading scorer this weekend. DeAndre Burnett, a junior guard who averages 18 points per game, is listed as day-to-day, Ole Miss coach Andy Kennedy said Thursday. Burnett suffered a high ankle sprain in Wednesday's loss to Georgia, although there was no ligament damage. Burnett is the number 4 scorer in the SEC, although he was struggling against Georgia, making just 1 of 6 shots before collapsing in pain late in the first half. Ole Miss shot poorly as a team that game, making just 27.5% of its field goal attempts. The Rebels travel to South Carolina on Saturday. The Gamecocks lead the SEC in opponent field goal percentage, allowing just 36.8% shooting on average. That's it for Newsbreak on this Friday. We do want to remind you of one of the podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal, The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi news and entertainment with myself and W. Derek Russell. Be sure to check out Thursday's episode in which Bobby Harrison, our Capitol Bureau Chief, talked about the campaign finance bill moving through the chambers. Also, M. Scott Morris came on to offer his review of the movie La La Land, and Derek Russell took us through what's happening on the entertainment scene locally this weekend. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal and at djournal.com. Follow us on Twitter at djournalnow. We're on Facebook as well. That's it for Newsbreak on this Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.